Okay, my friends. So we have things that will be coming due, but let's just make sure I know what I'm talking about. Let's make sure we're okay. So coming out to y'all right now is just like old homework that I collected 16 months ago. You were still in 3rd grade. On the other side of the wall. Nothing. Excuse me. All right. So I have a few goals today, but I just want to make sure we are there. One, I want to make sure any of the questions that need to be answered are answered, if that's okay. Okay. It's E. Okay. What did I assign y'all last night? F?
F.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this just so we have something in mind. Okay. So on Monday and or Tuesday, so I'll give you that cushion in case you're studying too hard, which is fine. I'm going to collect the following. Worksheet F will be collected. Okay, so if you have it done Monday, cool. Turn it in Tuesday if you need the extra day. I get it.
Turn it in today because I will lose it.
That's fine.
Perfect.
If you want to turn it in today, you can do that. Okay, E is coming back out to you, yes? Okay, hang on. I'm going through the thing, making it all work. All right. G. Okay. G.
You said we were collecting G.
Can you do it?
On Monday.
Okay, so worksheet G will be a Monday or a Tuesday, just to make sure we're all, because there's going to be a big list, so I want to make sure you feel comfortable. So G. I already know. Is that okay? And then worksheet H. I figure this is the one that we'll actually collect on Monday officially, but if you need the extra, you're okay on Tuesday. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. I haven't assigned anything more, right?
Correct.
All right.
Every week is longer and longer.
What'd I do?
It's not you.
Okay.
I just said every week just feels like it's longer than the last one, which felt really long.
Honestly, kind of true.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Wait, quiz is Monday?
But I mean, we just
Yeah.
got a 3rd, and then we get a weekend.
So
I
then
knew that.
Yeah, I know.
Monday we have our quiz.
I could think of
Okay, and there's 2 parts. There's the Schoology part, which is like 10 questions, and then the written, which is a front and a back. I will tell you 4-function calculator, okay? But graphing not, okay? Because you need to be able to graph x to the 3rd. Okay?
I can't.
What about like finding
I
like
don't know how.
We're gonna
y
get.
max, y min?
We won't have it on this one,
Oh.
so you're not gonna see a max min on this one. If I do give you a max min on this one, it'll look like this. We'll have a picture, and it's like this, and this will be labeled with already an x and a y value, and it's just gonna say, hey, what would your maximum area be in this? The y value. How big should x be? The x value. I mean, it's like literally right there in front of you. I hate to say it, but you might be dumb if you miss it. Not just saying. All right, and now I'm trying to find something. I'm off. Oh wait, we're in 6, right? Oh my gosh. Chapter 6, right?
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let me go back to this slide. My gosh, I can't have anything nice these days. All right, so E is coming out to you. 6F would have been we've gone over that, yes or no? That's what I would have given last night, right?
We haven't gone over.
Okay, I haven't gone over. So we're gonna go over F, but we'll collect it on Monday. G. Let me see if G. I have assigned G, yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah, we finished G like a couple days ago.
Okay,
That was the review you did.
got you. Thank you. All right. I finally feel better about myself. And so Worksheet H, this is actually going to be assigned tonight. Okay, but it'll be due Monday, Tuesday, meaning we'll go over questions on it Monday. If you still like do it, I still need a little more time to turn it on Tuesday and call it good.
When's the quiz?
Monday.
Okay.
Cool? Everybody happy? All right. Yes.
This isn't really about like the quiz.
Okay.
But like, how much percent is our final gonna be with?
20%.
God dang.
All right. But don't worry, I passed it this time with a 61%, so I'm feeling really good about myself.
Good job.
Kate thinks I'm serious.
I'm proud of
It was
you.
really a 58, Kate. Might have rounded up. All right. So what did we assign last night? Help me out. F. All right. So let's see if we have any questions about F first. Okay. 31 on F. Is that what I heard? Okay. Someone flip the lights down for us, please. Thank you. All right. So for letter F, what you need to do first on these is you have to factor binomials and trinomials. Now on top I have a monomial. So third degree monomial is one term. So there's nothing to break apart there. But what I need to do is I'm going to keep this as this. And looks like I can take a 3x out of both of those. And that's going to leave me a 4x plus 1.
Why would you not take from the top?
Whoop, 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 whoop. 4x plus 3. Okay, well, I'm breaking down the bottom first. Okay, now, here's the rule. I can reduce monomial to monomial, so single to single. Binomial, whole thing to whole binomial. Whole trinomial to whole trinomial. You can't start reducing like, oh, look, I have a binomial here, so I'm going to reduce it into that trinomial. So monomial meaning one term. This would have had two terms, agreed? So that's a binomial. So I factor my binomial. I factor a 3 out, so I have 4x plus 3 left. And then we can start factoring. So that 3 outside is going to reduce. Tug of war with the x's, top wins by 2. And then on bottom, I'm just going to be left with 4x plus 3. Now, a good practice that I started realizing, and unfortunately I didn't realize it in high school, so I'll give you the little trick now. If something is kind of has to stay together, put parentheses around it. Okay? So, see on the bottom how I have 4x plus 3 in parentheses? The parentheses aren't necessarily part of the answer. It's not wrong if you don't have them. But then it becomes easier because if you didn't have these parentheses, some people start saying, oh, look, I can do a tug of war again with the x's. No! Can't do it. Okay? That's our answer. What else? You?
32.
32. Number 32. So we have a trinomial on top and a trinomial on bottom. Now, a big mistake that a lot of people like to do is saying, sweet, I have an x squared on top and bottom, I cancel them out. No, I have to break down my polynomials first before I start factoring, okay? So, top factors to x minus 3, x plus 1, x plus 2, excuse me. And then on bottom, that factors down to x plus 4, x plus 4. So it is a perfect square trinomial. Do I have any of the same binomials on top and on bottom? I have two the same on bottom, but I can't cancel bottom bottom. So top to bottom, I have nothing to cancel. So this is my reduced version of it. Okay? So a little preview in the future. This will cross the x-axis at 3 and at -2. It will have a vertical asymptote at -4. What the heck's a vertical asymptote? We'll get to it. What else would you like to see off this? Yeah.
40?
40? All right, 40. I have 5x squared minus x minus 6 over -20x squared plus 14x plus 12. Okay, so we're going to push your factoring skills a little bit. I'm sure on top this is going to become 5x and x. And I'm going to have alternating signs. I'm going to have positive and negative signs. We just have to figure out where it's going to fall. let's do our 90-20 plan or 90-10 plan or 80-20, whatever we're going to call it. The factors of 6 are 3 and 2. Usually it's going to be the factors closest to each other. So we just have to think, should I put a 3 here and a 2 here? And if that works, is there a way that I could have positive and negative to get the -1 like that?
Yeah, -2 and +1.
Okay, well, let's see. That's 3x.
No, +2 and -3.
So +2 here and -3 here. Let's see if that works. So that's going to give me 2x and 15x. I'm not seeing it factor in right away, so now I'm going to look at this. 5x and x. Let's try 6 and 1. Nope, let's do a 6 there. Let's do a 1 there. And I'm going to do -6x, +1. Does that factor right?
Yes.
That's it right there. Okay, so I tried the 90-10 plan or the 80-20 plan. These did not factor, so I can't use those. So that's what the top factors to. On the bottom, I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to factor out a negative, and it looks like I can factor out a -2 from everything. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay. So now I have to check to see, can I factor this out? So when you start looking at it going, dude, stirrup, I don't think I can. Okay? Let me show you a little trick. We agree this one's factored out. Do you agree? So normally on these, one of the binomials is going to cancel out. So if you're staring at this going, I just don't see it. Well, I know I have the -2. Let's figure out what the binomials are. So let's use our top that we factored to see if one of those binomials could be one of them. So I have 5x minus 6. That was one of mine on top. And I have x plus 1. So one of these is going to work with this. I think it might be the 5x minus 6. And if 5x minus 6 would work, that means I need to make this become a 2x. And I'd have to have a plus 1. Is this going to work? That's 10x squared. Outside, 5x. Inside, -12x. Uh-oh. I got to make that a positive. And I have to make this a negative. And then, I have +6. That should be a +1. Let's see, is that going to work? 12x, 5x? No, shoot. Ooh! Dude. I factored out a -2. This should be a negative. That should be a negative. Sorry about that. All right, now let's go back to it. I think the 5x minus 6 is going to work, which was one of that one. If that's going to work, that means 5x times 2x has to give me the 10x squared, right? And I think it's got to be a plus 1 here because -6 times 1 is -6. And let's see if this works. That's -12x, positive 5x. That works. So there's my factored form. Now, do you see how I used up on top as kind of a, give me a clue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, this whole binomial here and this whole binomial here, they're the same. They reduce each other. I have x plus 1 up here. I have a -2 down here. I have a 2x plus 1 right there. Nothing else to reduce. So my answer, I can move the negative up on top. I can keep the 2 down on the bottom. I just move the negative up. Is it wrong you keep the negative downstairs? No. It becomes easy to lose if you do, but you can, but this is that answer. That's some good nitty gritty. Yeah.
So whenever you're doing division, it's just like you're factoring both.
You have to factor both. You have to factor everything down to its small parts. So whether you have a monomial, whether you have binomials, that's what you have to factor down. You can't just start canceling. I know a lot of kids will do this. Okay? Here's a disclaimer. What I'm going to do right now is wrong. Totally wrong. Don't do it. But I bet you a lot of you would have said, hey, that's going to reduce pretty dang nice. Right? You're like, yeah, baby, that's 1/4. Negative.
What?
That's wrong. Okay, so don't do that way. You have to break it down to its binomials and monomial parts. Does that make sense? You can't start reducing until it is broken down. It's a huge error. Okay? All right, let's move off this page. Let's go back and take a look at the review. If there's anything left on the review. You won't see maxes or mins because we're not allowing you to use the calculator unless we will draw you a picture and I already have the picture there for you. Is there anything about synthetic division that you need to see? You feel good about it, Lee?
Yeah.
You sure? You want to see one or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Good? Yeah.
I got a question.
Talk to me.
I remember actually there was a problem on last night's homework. It was like the synthetic division. It was like 5x to the 4th.
What number are you on?
30.
30, what sheet?
Oh yeah, that was
6F.
a good number.
6.
So
F.
plug in 2 zeros for the
Which number is it? I'm sorry.
30.
30. And it got goofy big. This is 30 off of last night's homework. Hang on, let me just write it down first, then we'll take a look at it. Because you know me, I can't do it in my head. And then x equals 30. Is that the one you're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your question now? I'm sorry.
Well, so you have to like add the 2 zeros because there's like for the x
And the
I didn't
constant.
know I thought it was just to separate the.
Nope. So you're missing the x term, so you're going to divide by the 3. You're okay with that, right? And you're probably okay with this, right? Because I don't have an x term, x to the first, there's a 0. Because I don't have a constant, there's a 0 less in u. So that has to be there, okay?
Yeah.
And then might as well work it out just to keep a look at it. So this comes straight down, comes right down underneath, yes?
Yep.
I go 5 times 3 to get 15. We're going to combine those together. That's going to give me 13. Is that okay? 13 times 3 is 39. Subtracting that, so I get to a 38. Is everyone okay? 38 times 3, I don't know.
114.
How much?
114.
114. Thank you. Then we're going to combine those together. That gets me 114. And then 114 times 3.
342.
342. Add those together so I get 342. Now, that's my answer right there. Now, let me show you something that this actually comes with.
Don't you multiply 342 by 3?
Oh, what? No, because I went here, and that's my very last one.
Oh, so you don't multiply the last one?
So this is a 4th degree polynomial. So this graph kind of looks like this. Agreed? Does that make sense? So, see if you can stay with me on this. So I don't know exactly what my graph is. I don't know where the zeros are. But let's say it's something like this. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Okay? Because I divided by a 3, that means that the point 3, 342 is a point on this graph. Now this is like way up yonder, right? But that's what synthetic division is actually getting you, is you're finding actual points on the graph. What's cool is if this becomes a 0, that means you found one of the roots. Okay? And that's a deep, deep understanding right there of where these are coming from.
Cool.
Any other questions you want to hit upon before the quiz? Anything from the review? Anything's game? Everyone happy?
Hold up. Wait.
Angela's knocked out.
Dude, it has to go from the bottom number down x to the second to 1 to 0. It has to go 1 to 0 no matter what. And there's no x to the first power and there's no x. You have to have it.
So
What are you asking? I'm sorry.
Why there's 2 zeros, not 1.
Oh, okay. Because I'm missing plus 0x plus 0.
Okay.
Like you want it all the way in standard form, all the way down to the constant. And the constant in this case has to be a 0. Cool? What else? Yeah.
So on the test, we're gonna have multiplication, division, and the synthetic stuff, and then the graph thing.
Take, graph it. What we giving? Identifying a bounce, wiggle, or a cross.
yes.
The multiplicity, which means what degree is the the binomial raised to. So if you had like x plus 2 to the 7th, the multiplicity of that would be
And then
7.
It's gone to like the positive and negative and stuff.
Positive and behavior, yes. That's it. That's the whole quiz.
Cool.
Anything left that you want to chit chat about?
Could you go over number
What worksheet?
18 on F?
18 on F.
Just fine.
18 on F. Yeah. So that's just multiplication one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So. All right. So I'm going to distribute here, here, and here first.
Yeah.
So that's going to give me x to the third minus 2x squared plus 4x. Is that okay so far? And then I'm going to distribute 2 here, here, and here. So that's going to give me plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 8. And then I'll look to see what like terms I have. I have x to the third by itself, so it just comes down. I have this one and this one. They cancel each other out. They're opposite sign, right? Then those cancel out, right? And then plus 8.
I was just making sure I was doing it right.
Yeah, buddy.
Um,
Everybody happy? Okay. Am I collecting anything right now?
no.
No,
We're
unless
okay?
you want to. No.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So let's just leave this up to you. If there's something that you wanted to turn in, just so you don't forget I have it, put it here. And then it becomes my fault when I lose it. It's up to you if you want to turn anything in. We'll say that Tuesday is the absolute due date for stuff. But if you want to turn anything in, I'm happy to put it in the grade book, but I'll collect whatever. Cool? Everyone happy?
Do you want to keep this to look over for the quiz?
Absolutely. You can turn it in Monday, Tuesday, anything from.
I'll turn it in on Tuesday.
Perfect. Works for me totally. All right. Okay. I'll record for you. I'll talk real loud.
Yep.
There's one in that pile for you. Okay. You know me, I'm trying to pick on you.
Are we learning Z today? I mean
H, yeah.
Yeah, you saw
Yes.
Do you guys get to ride those, not motorcycles, but they're...
All right, who didn't pass one back? I know I counted enough here. Who has the extras?
So maybe that was not the first time.
You got one, you got one.
Because they got hit by a tree.
All right.
Oh,
We good?
well.
All right. Readies? Readies? We good?
Yeah.
3 and 2 and 1. All right. So this is just a little bit more factoring, but it's a kind of a specialized factoring, and it has to do with the sum or difference of cubes. Now you've already dealt with the difference of two squares, right?
Yeah.
So there's not a sum of two squares, but as far as cubes go, we can factor perfect cubes down, okay? All right. So with these two equations, this is my general form. Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
So what we do is we do this. Find cube root and find cube root. Okay, what is the cube root of a to the third power? A. Cube root. So it's a. Notice a plus b. Still with me? The cube root of that is b. Stopping there for a moment. Okay? So your very first step that's in red, you find the cube root of those two things. Okay? Perfect cubes get large quickly. Okay? Because you're taking a number times itself. Then it'll break down to a binomial with a trinomial. So a squared goes here, plus b squared goes here. Is that okay? Eyes up here. Eyes up here. There's one last term. One last term.
2ab.
Okay, now, let's make sure I have it right. In order for me to distribute this out, if I go a times a to the second, I get a to the third. Agreed? If I go a times negative ab, I get negative a squared b. Agreed? And if I go a times that, I get ab squared. Okay? And then, so all I'm doing is this. Listen up. I'm taking a right now, and I multiplied a here and here. Okay? So a times a is a to the third, right? Hang on. A times that is going to be negative a squared b. Because there's negative right there I put there. All right, and then then this a times b is ab squared. I still have to do the b's. Okay? B times a squared is what? B a squared. Oh, shoot. I don't want that one. B a squared. Okay? Okay, hang on. So that was just b times that. B times this is what? Negative ab squared. Agreed? Agreed? And then b times b to the second is? Okay, so I want you to see something. I have a negative a squared b, and I have a positive b a squared. Are those the same thing but opposite sign?
Yes.
Okay, those are gone now. A times b squared, negative a times b squared. These are the same thing, opposite sign. Agreed?
Yeah.
So those cancel. Okay? So this is our general form for the sum of two cubes. Some of you are talking too much. I got a brand spanking new concept I just showed.
How did you get the second thing in the parentheses?
Here?
Yeah.
It's going to be the general form. So this is going to be our go-to every time. Okay? So let me hit this one down here, and I will go back and show you all the rest. Okay. This equation down here is going to be this. A minus b, and then it's going to have another binomial. Nope.
No.
Wait, why is it positive?
Okay, I'm going to show you. Ready? Walk through me. A times a to the second is a to the third. Agreed?
Yeah.
A times ab is a squared b.
Yeah.
A times positive b squared is ab squared. Take the b. Negative b times a squared. Negative b times that is negative ab squared. And then negative b times b to the second is negative b to the third. Watch this. This will cancel with, where'd my other one go?
Bottom. Second, yeah.
Below.
Wait,
Below,
I goofed a word.
Below us.
Yeah.
That one? Okay. Wait, where's my squared? Those are my squareds. I should have I made my signs backwards. There we go. So, all right, ready? Let me explain where this comes from now. These are my two These are my two go-to equations. Okay? Now we could factor them all day long, which is great. And then we have a quadratic for the third one. Okay? So we're going to use both of those. I'm going to write these both up so we can refer to them.
Why do your A's look like cubes?
Chris Arviso, freshman year.
Why do your A's look like A's?
Jerk.
Buddy of mine, Chris Arviso, when we were freshmen in high school, we had English together. I was like, dude, that's cool how you write your A's. And so I started writing them that way.
I tried doing that
That kid's
freshman
A's
year,
look like
and I did it for like
number
6
nine.
months, and then I got tired of it.
All right.
Sure, ask him why his A's look like the number 9.
I don't know. All right, here we go. All right, watch. Ready? Ready? Okay, we're going to use these two equations. So, B and I have x to the third and 64. I'm going to use this. A plus B, and then a squared minus ab plus b squared. I'm going to use this equation. All right, we're going to walk through it. Ready? Ready? Everyone good? Yes. Scared? Ready?
Why is that? When it, on the front, because it says it's like 8, like cubed, but there's more than. I just lost.
Yeah, so this right here is a cubed plus b cubed.
But like when you do it, it's like a squared, so then it goes like a third, like
Watch.
a cubed, and then it's like another a, so wouldn't it be like.
So watch. Watch.
Okay.
I think I'm going to answer this question right now.
Okay.
I'm going to answer it right now. All right, ready? All right. So this is going to factor out. This is a perfect cube because it's x times x times x. Agreed?
Yeah.
And 64 is a perfect cube because it's 4 times 4 times 4. Agree?
Yeah.
Anyone stuck on that?
No.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to rewrite this to be this. So that's the same thing. Is that okay?
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah.
All right. So a plus b. So what am I going to have right here? I can tell this is going to be b, but it's not. I have x to the third here. So what's this going to be? X. What's this going to be? 4. Awesome. Almost there. Okay, so that's taken care of. What is a squared?
X squared.
There you go. Minus. What is that times that?
4x.
And it's a subtraction sign that has to go there. What is b squared? What is 4 squared? It's factored. It's done. That's it.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay?
So it always has to be.
All right, so
Wait, hold on. How do you know like, which equation to use?
there's only two. So you look for the plus sign or the minus sign. That's it. Notice I have a plus, a minus. This goes with the difference. Top one goes with the sum. All right, ready? This equation here, this is the difference of two cubes. So the factored version is going to be a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. This is the equation I'm using. Why am I using this one? Because this is the difference of two cubes. So I'm going to rewrite this as x to the third minus 5 to the third. Agree?
Yeah.
Anyone stuck on that? So I'm taking the third root. Ready? What goes in my first set of parentheses? What goes right here?
It's going to be x plus
X
5.
plus 5.
Close.
X minus 5.
X minus 5. Okay? Because it's the difference. Because it's the difference.
Just the difference.
And then
Okay.
it's going to be x squared.
And then x squared
Plus 5x.
plus 5x
Plus 25.
plus 25. Done. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's try this next one. You're like, but 216 is not a perfect cube.
Yeah, it is.
Well, let's see. It's probably 6 times 6 times 6.
36 times 6 is 260.
Yes, it is. All right, so I'm going to adjust this. Hey, is this the sum or difference?
Oh.
Some.
Sum. So I'm going to use that top one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to make that x to the third plus 6 to the third because 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Riley, go ahead.
X plus 6, and then x squared minus 6x
Good.
plus 36.
You nailed it.
Wait, why is it
God, you're
minus?
so good, Riley.
Because that always has a difference.
What was that?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Pretty okay.
That's not the worst thing you've ever seen, is it?
When will it be plus?
When is it? So you never have plus all the way through? Never.
Never once in your life.
You have to have an alternating sign for the sum or the difference of two cubes. Okay?
Mr. Stewart.
Talk to me.
So for the top electric equation, that's what it'd be on the left side, so like the negative or positive, and on the right side it's the opposite of that.
Yeah, I remember at some point in my life. Okay, ready? Here's your pattern. Plus, plus, minus, plus. Minus, minus, plus, plus. So it always has to go plus, plus?
Yeah.
Starting with the original. Or it has to go minus, minus. Okay? So it's like right there. Okay? I don't even know what's on the next screen, but I'm kind of excited. How do we factor the difference of two squares? Oh, difference of two squares is just this, where we have conjugates of each other, right? Okay, so that's like total old school. This one, this is the difference of two squares, so we get x minus 9, x plus 9, x squared plus 9, and everyone's like, yeah, we're done. No, that's still difference of two squares right there. So x plus 3, x minus 3, and then x squared plus 9. I don't have a sum of two squares equation. It doesn't factor, but the sum of two cubes will. We okay? Hey, can I move on? This is like old school stuff. We good?
Yeah.
Yep, baby. All right. How would we factor this one? X squared minus 1, x squared plus 1. Agreed?
Okay.
Agreed?
Yeah.
And then that's x plus 1, x minus 1. And then that doesn't factor, so I get x squared plus 1.
Oh, wow.
How do I factor this one?
X squared minus
25, because 25 times 25 is 625, right?
and x squared plus 25. And then that's going to be x squared minus 5, x squared minus
X plus
5,
five,
x
X minus
squared plus 5.
Watch your squares.
Not squared. X
That's
squared.
x, that's x, that's x squared.
I was correct.
Kind of.
For the reason.
You're more correct than most people are
That's what I
in the
was
real
saying.
world. All right. Be sure to factor completely. That's where you get that big roadblock in this stuff. If you don't factor it all the way through, and then you get mad at me because like, oh, it's not fair you're doing that. And you're like, dude, calm down. All right. Can I move on? All right. Factor completely. X squared plus 5x. Oh, wait. No.
What?
X squared plus 5, sorry. And x squared minus 3. Are either of those difference of two squares?
No.
No.
That's factored. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you would take out 2, right?
You take out a 2. Oh, you're getting this? You guys are so smart.
X
Then it's gonna be x minus 9, x minus 1.
All right, so then x squared minus 9 and what?
X
Minus
squared plus
1.
1.
No, minus 1.
Minus 1. If you get to that point, you're stoked. What do you still need to do?
X
Factor
minus 3, x plus 3.
There you go.
And
And
the other one's factored.
no, that's the difference of two squares.
Oh,
X minus 1 and x plus 1.
that's a half.
So keep double checking. Difference of two squares, you got to keep in your head. Okay? Can I move on?
Yes.
Everyone happy? I'm loving it. All right. So then it says find the real solutions by factoring. So this is now equal to 0. This is where it crosses the x-axis if we graph
So
it.
take out 3.
And
X
then I get x
plus 2.
plus 2 equal to 0. My solutions are this.
0 and negative 2.
Those are two solutions. Those are two roots. Those are two places that crosses the x-axis when I graph it. Okay? Ooh, is 512 a perfect square?
Yes.
9.
Yeah, I know.
No, 9, 7, 29. 8 is
So no.
8 is what?
8. 512.
No, I don't think it's 8.
8 is squared?
7?
Yes.
Cubed.
Oh, cube?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it is 8. All right. So this is the same thing as this. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while. There's dust. All right, ready? So this is x minus 8. Yes?
Yeah.
X squared plus 8x plus. Yeah, buddy.
What?
I don't see that. You explain this one.
Oh, and then you
Oh,
can
that's
do the rest of the
confusing. I don't
math
understand.
stuff.
It's that formula.
Oh, because it's
You
a
gotta factor the rest of
Okay.
that thing.
I got
All right.
you, sister.
Does this factor? Be careful.
Yeah. No.
So you have to think about the
X
roots.
plus
You have to
4 and
think.
X plus 4.
Do what?
No.
Wait.
What?
No, because 4 times 4 is 64, 16.
Oh.
No.
So this doesn't factor. I can't factor this any further. If I try to get the roots here, they are actually the ones with I as part of it. They don't cross the x-axis. So where does this cross the x-axis? At 8. So there's 1. How do I solve that? Quadratic formula if you need to. I personally would complete the square, but I'm sick and demented that way. Okay, so this is quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Right?
Yes, sir.
Am I done?
No, yeah, one more.
One more.
Yes, sir.
Can we make it?
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Feeling good. All right. First move. I think everyone should be fine with this. Anyone stuck on that first move?
No, that's my word.
All right. Hey, what can I factor out of all 3 of those terms right now? X. Cool. And then I get x squared minus 9x minus 90. Still with me?
Yeah.
Can't you just factor that normally?
So x equals 0. There's one solution. So you're stoked. You got dude, it crosses at the origin. Yay. And then I'm going to factor this. What does this factor to?
No. It's obviously.
It's x plus. Whoa. Hold
15 times what is 90?
5.
6.
Oh. I was close.
So minus 15
Plus 6.
and plus 6. So what are my other 2 roots?
15 and negative 6.
X equals 15 and x equals negative 6.
That's all.
How many times will this cross the x-axis?
3 times.
3 times. And they're all crosses. None of them are wiggles.
Squiggly thing, Jake.
And then last one. Oh man, they are sick and demented on this one.
7.
Okay, 7 equals 0. That doesn't do anything. This just makes the whole thing steeper. So that's the x plus 1, x squared minus 1, x plus 1 squared, which is 1. And then you'd be like, oh, sweet, this crosses at negative 1. You're like, yay, life is happy for that one. This you'd have to use the quadratic formula on to, let's just do it real quick for those of you who forget. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. 1 plus or minus I root 3 all over 2. Complex solution.
Wait, would it cross with root 0 too or no? Would I actually do 0 2 or not?
Which one? 4?
Yeah.
It would cross at negative 1,
Why is 3
and that's it. So if this what?
Why is the 3, one of the roots is a 0? So number 3. Why is it 0?
Because they had an x in common in all 3 of my terms.
Oh, okay.
All right. So 6H probably Tuesday. 6H Tuesday. Would that be okay? Guys and girls, I'm here after school if you want extra study time. Got it? Got it? Because the quiz is indeed on Monday. Okay? You're welcome. Have a great day. Take care of one another. Hey, y'all better go to the football game tonight.
I know.
Hey, well, Clay might not be. He just told his dad.
The fan base for football games
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, because nobody wants
Like,
to go.
I would strongly encourage you, let's not let Thanksgiving happen. Is that okay? Perfect.
Dude, we're watching basketball games so late.